Hey everybody, Mobile Gamers Unite. So I wanted to do some footage with the new weapon, the Kernviter. I don't know, I call it the carnivore because that thing eats meat. No vegetarian bullshit here. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at it. My Leonhardt's attack did go down tremendously from me equipping this weapon, and that is because it's a 3-star weapon right now. The Kernviter, okay? And also after playing with this for a little bit, I can totally understand why this gives defense and magic defense, because if this thing gave attack and hit points, if it actually added to his S stat, it would be unarguably broken. It would just be absolutely ridiculous. And I think that's why this thing gives attack and skill instead of attack and hit points, because then it would be giving him 2 S stats. It would just be too gnarly for him. So, but even with this thing at level 20, he still has some decent stats. He can do all right. His total power is 4393 on this main. We haven't bonded him out all that much. And I have Ana's armor on him to help with the healing, which now he can proc that healing just all the effing time because he's always going to be able to reach other people. Also, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be testing out his Blade Breath ability. And let's see, moves you, any block, in range, it gives you +1 mobility. Damage taken by unit is reduced by 30%. And they gain the Sword's Breath buff. After actively entering battle, deals 0.01 AoE damage to all enemies within 1 block lasts 1 turn. Now, the carnivore, whatever the hell you want to call it, specifically says that, let's just bring it up right here. It says, cannot be used on AoE skills with a range of 1. So, in all technicality, this should not work for the Blade Breath ability. And I did just run it, and yeah, I managed to hit somebody that was technically 3 blocks away with that ability. So either Blade Breath is actually a 2-block ability and they're not telling us, and this makes it a 3-block ability, which would make sense because it's not supposed to work with a 1-block ability, but it does say it's a 1-block ability. So there's some sort of issue there, but it's in our favor right now. So let's get into some little map real quick so we can just showcase what this guy does. And I got his skin, got his sword now for him. Let's just pick up some. All right, we'll do the swamp secret because teleport is nifty here. And also, I'm always advocating for these levels because you can get SSR equipment from it. And speaking of SSR equipment, my alt account actually had pretty good luck today. I did not pull for any of the new items on my alt account because I just don't even have any resources to do any such thing. How do we want to do this? You're just going to teleport so you can be in front of him. And this is what I've been running right now. Joshua doesn't even bring a buff. He just is like, yeah, we're good. We'll just run a no buff Joshua. And we will run, I do want to put a tanking ability on him. That way he covers for some people. That way I know Leonhardt will survive because Bernie's here. And we just re-ruined Bernie with, I had Bernie with some kind of critical build on him, which I know sounds stupid, but it's because he was reusing items. And I had a pretty good enhancement on his weapon. It just gave him a lot of attack. So I didn't just want to give it up. And I finally got around to re-rolling Bernie's stat. And instead of a critical build, I put Hard Rock on him, which is going to serve him a lot better, obviously. And so far, it's been effing awesome. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to teleport this guy in. And you know what? You can stand right next to Bernie so he can block for you. Let's see. we're just going to go ahead and throw some sort of AoE, see if we can break these guys a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier to survive. And what about you? Oh, you could almost reach these guys back here. Actually, can you go down here? Yeah, here we go. This is what I love about Joshua. Just Dark Demise, and you guys are broken, and you are completely useless now. And we'll have Leon just kind of run up here in case any of these guys break free. I doubt that's going to happen because they would have to survive Leonhardt's AoE move this turn, which is pretty hard to do. So we'll see. Even though Leonhardt has a weapon that's not the strongest for him right now, it should still be plenty good. This is really going to showcase, I mean, if any of these guys survive, for me to actually use this move on. I didn't think this through. I should have held everybody back. Damn. Come on, we need some of these guys to survive. Please. Okay, it's just not going to happen. There's only going to be one target. Okay, well, yeah, I tried. But we can at least show off the range on this guy's abilities. Okay? Bam, look at that. Look at that, okay? And this is the end of the map right here, or else it would go one more block. Look at this, guys. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. He covers half the screen on my tablet with his move. That's just insane. And of course, if there was anybody else around for him to hit, he would get to go gun. And Sword's Breath, boom. That just hit. How far away is this guy? 1, 2, 3. This enemy is 3 blocks away, and he was just hit with his Blade Breath ability. 1, 2, 3. So Blade Breath reaches now 3 blocks. So that's awesome. He's going to be able to heal off of that. What's important to remember is this guy has a cooldown on his act again, but there's no cooldown on his healing ability. As long as you keep hitting people with AoEs, he's going to heal every time. That is insane. It's also supplemented more with the Dark Guards. Their 20% healing or whatever it is. This guy just really just does not need a healer. And the further away he is from everybody, the more bonuses he gets to his stats. Right now he's at like 10% to all of his stats except for hit points. If he is 2 blocks away from everybody, not 3, because he is a 4-star on my account. So I have to say, even though I switched weapons on him, and I have way less attack, because the weapon that was on him was like a 4 or 5-star weapon, it just doesn't even matter. It does not even matter if his stats go down, his power went down a little bit, just because he's so much more usable, and he can proc his skill just so much more. Angelica's Troubles. Let's do this one real quick. And this one usually yields some good bonding stuff. So I try to always run these out. So, but this should also go to show, like, especially with this sword, this guy's PvE gold. Leonhardt's good against anything. Anything, okay? And especially PvE, because you can now... I mean, you can hit so many mobs with his effing attack. It's not even funny. All right? So, and I'm going to be coming at you with some content pretty soon talking about the newest addition to the Empire team. What is his name? Dude with the pistol and the rose. Who can't sing worth a shit. I think we all know who I'm talking about. The guy he's gnarly. He brings so much to an Empire team primarily because of all the support that he has. But a lot of it, see, even right now, look, I can still hit 2 of these fools. And here, we'll do it just so he can go again. This is sweet. Because also I've noticed now you can use that Blade Breath ability and know that you're going to hit multiple people with it, know that you're going to heal off of it, and know that it's going to proc your second action. And that lets you bring some of his single target abilities, like this Sun Slash instead. And you're still going to be able to hit multiple targets with your teleport and your blade breath, and you're going to be able to get your act again, and you're healing off of that. And of course, putting Reaper's Breath on him is just an amazing idea too, because he's also giving everybody fixed damage along the way. Really, really just jacking everybody up. Speaking of which, we'll have Altamuller work some magic. He got Gale. Love that ability on him, even if he's not using all of his skill points. It just works so well to have Altamuller with Gale. All right, and there's Angelica wishing we were more reliable, and here's us not giving a shit. Also, I'd like to point out, I see a lot of people, either they don't know how to use chivalry right, or they just don't care. But typically, you shouldn't just go in front of an enemy, click chivalry, not move, and attack. You should always get at least 3 squares back with Leon. Then you should use chivalry, because after you use chivalry, it counts how many blocks you move, and it increases his defense based off of that. I just went from 480 to 625 because I moved those 3 blocks. Also, a lot of time, Leon, his attack goes up a little bit too. His damage goes up when you move those blocks. And if you're using chivalry and you're not moving afterwards, you're not getting that bonus defense. You're not getting that bonus damage. And especially if you have him equipped with an item like the Blue Spark, it's not going to count your movement before you used chivalry. So you can move half the map, and then as soon as you use chivalry, that last movement you did does not count anymore. The reason I say this, and this isn't going to apply to everybody, a lot of people get this right, but I surprisingly still see a good number of people that just fundamentally don't really, I don't think they're grasping how chivalry works with Leon, and how Leon moving up just gets a bunch of bonuses and stuff. So I think they're forgetting. I think they're thinking that they're going to get that movement bonus from before they use chivalry, and it doesn't work like that. So word to the wise, just wanted to throw that out there. And the only reason I'm saying anything about it is because I just see so many Leon players gyp themselves. Like, you're screwing yourself out of 200 defense and probably some more damage. So, yeah, if you're one of those people, really research chivalry and really look at Leon's talent and everything, especially if you got his fusion power up. That, and I know a lot of times Leon is using somebody else's fusion power, but when he's using his own, his damage is going to go up for every block that he moves. Now, I'm sure 90% of you already know that. So here, we'll do one more just to showcase this weapon. And yes, it is definitely worth epic martial spirits. If you guys pull any of these weapons now, my personal suggestion, don't combine them, just because it's a rare weapon that isn't going to be around later on. You'll have the skin for it. If I pulled 2 carnivores, whatevers, I would probably epic martial spirit both of them, because there are quite a few characters that can actually use that weapon, and it's not built just for this guy. So, but he is very, very handy with that steel, if you know what I mean. That is his weapon. So let's see if we can group up some of these rogues together and really just start jacking them up. And this also showcases how this guy can be really, really deadly in PvP. I'm going to hold him back this turn. In fact, I'm going to hold everybody back so that these rogues can kind of start getting grouped in here. Especially you get back. Listel should be able to take a hit or two. All right, these guys are all grouped in. Will that reach? Oh, we're just barely short. Well, actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Look at this spread. We're still going to hit 2 of these assholes. Now, Blade Breath is not going to be in effect right now because I didn't teleport, but if I did, they'd be getting hit again with another AoE. And you know what? Let's finish you off. I can only imagine how much better he would be if he had his 900 attack instead of 650, because that's kind of where I had him at. But then we switched weapons. It's nothing personal. This weapon is going to be it's going to be Epic Martial Spirited out, so I definitely am going to be working on this thing. I even dare say that the Extreme Magic Bow might have to go on the back burner for a little bit, because this sword is it's hot shit like that. Like, this is the sword to have right now. I would definitely say that it is it's got to be the number one weapon in that item summon that people are going to be going for. You know, to me, this sword is, hell, it's more powerful than the boots, than the Apex boots that I was going on about. And those things are a game changer themselves, but this is just on another level. This whole increase to your range, I was very happily delighted to find out that there was no translation error. And if there is one, it's in our favor somehow. That typically does not happen. I was still getting over this whole Christmas Wraith thing where you're supposed to be able to pick who the buff goes on, and it's not letting us do that. Kind of lame. What are you going to do? You know. So, another thing I would like to mention today, something I'm really, really excited about. The Chinese side just received their limited banner, and it is a collab banner, and it is Yu Yu Hakusho, and that is just effing sweet. I did not think I would see a crossover banner for Yu Yu Hakusho. It just came out of nowhere. I didn't see that coming. It was a sweet, badass, old school anime. If you haven't seen it, take the time to go watch it. It is just epic, and it's just effing awesome. So I'm real excited about that. And there goes that ability. I can't wait to see how those characters are. I did look at them. I watched a pull vid on the Chinese server today with somebody pulling for those characters. They look absolutely amazing. There's the redheaded dude with the rose whip that can just pretty much cut through anything. And then there is the spirit detective Yu Yu Hakusho himself. He gets a spirit bomb move in the anime, so I'm assuming that he's going to have some sort of badass ranged attack. And who knows? I can't wait for that. Personally, that is what I'm going to be saving my resources for. The Valentine's Day account really is kind of worthless to me as a player. For my main account, there's really nothing I can get from it. In fact, if I wanted to gamble on something, I could spend $20 to try to gamble on Zarita right now, but I don't really even see the big need for her, and it's still only a 1 out of 3 shot of getting Zarita, so I'm not stressing it too bad right now. Josh was doing great, and I'm real happy with where I'm at. The next few banners aren't really going to be that important to me, per se. Maybe there will be something there. I don't know. But I'm going to want to say for this Yu Yu Hakusho collab that I think we're going to get, and call it wishful thinking, call it whatever, but I really hope we get it, and I can't wait to summon on that. So that is what I'm going to be doing with all my crystals, and just kind of saving them up. This Valentine's Day thing could potentially be something nice for my alt account, but let's be real and honest here. When we're talking about my alt account, it's either going to be save your resources up to try to pull a character from the Valentine's Day banner and get shards for another character, which in this case, I would be trying to get Listel. Now, if I had resources to do that, I would try to get Rennie instead. And I do believe Rennie, a limited badass Rennie Annihilation character that is just the cheese button for a lot of things. I do believe that Rennie would be more powerful than Listel for my Yles team. Man, I really, really, really wanted Rennie on the alt. But you know what? Don't count me out yet, boys. We still have 10 days. All right. I'm going to be grinding some resources out. That is a new account. So, I still have like 1,000 crystal to get from, what is it? Running joint battles. I'm almost at that 90 mark, so I should be able to get some crystals from that. There's Secret Realm that I have to do, and well, no, not Secret Realm. There's Time Rift that I have to do that I can get tickets and stuff from. And speaking of the Secret Realm, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm going to show everybody how far behind I am in the second part of this. I don't even have Oliver, whatever all of you want to call him. I don't even have him. Straight up. I don't even have him at a 2-star. I haven't grinded any of his shards out yet. Let's look at our exchange rewards. Oh my goodness. I literally have gotten none. Not a damn thing. Angela's Secret Stash. Angela's Dark Wardrobe. Okay. Yeah, I haven't gotten any of this stuff. Oh, and I can see that we get the pull here. I didn't know that we could get the clothesline pull from this. So when I pulled it today, I was just like, bam, yeah, I got this thing. It's cool. It is nice to know that I can get a second one. And I think this thing can affect how we play a lot of characters. Okay, what is this? Royal Guardian. From Maid to the Mask Maid. Okay, I like that. These Royal Guardians look a lot better than the Maid and the Mask Maid. I like the little Beretta. I like the sword. The little Dominatrix Maid was cool and all, but yeah, these guys look just more gnarly, more serious, and they still have to clear level memories in the sky to unlock. Okay, so there's more prizes and stuff. So I still have to go through, and I have to get all this stuff. I thought maybe there'd be some tickets in here. There's a ticket in here, so whoop-de-whoop-whoop. I'm going to get some more items and tickets. So I have to run this event for my main and my alt. And so there's resources there. I honestly think even on my main, I think there's a challenge or a feat that I can get pretty soon that gives me, well, it's not the friendship voucher one. The point is, and this is on the main, 2 more 6-star heroes and I get 10 tickets. On the alt, I have a lot more of these where I can get tickets, and I have some of them that are close to completion. So hopefully on the alt, don't count me out yet, boys. I'm gonna, everything that I get right now, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna throw on Rennie. She's the most powerful character that I could probably pull on my alt account that would fit right into my faction. Like I said, I would give up Leon for her right now. She's going to be the cheese button. And I think she can probably do more damage than Leon. She just gets to ignore your defense stat, period. So I really like that about her, and that's specifically what I need is a single target fucking killer for my alt account because I don't have Lana. Also I have Basil, so if I wanted to, I could run her with Basil and do the whole debuff thing. The other thing is Rennie brings debuffs to Yles. So you don't have to bring Basil and have him fusion buff himself. You can run a very powerful single target attacker that has tons of debuffs. She debuffs more than Basil, and she can bring that to a Yles team, and she can bank off of that fusion power. You're not throwing multiple fusions, you're throwing one Yles fusion to cover everybody. And then she can just go to work just dissecting people with her single target damage and the mad amount of debuffs this girl throws, especially if you have the right gear for her. So she can almost bring kind of like a dark reincarnation debuff factor to a Yles team on top of having the strongest single target attack that ignores magic defense altogether. So that is precisely why Rennie was actually more important for my alt than just about any other character. If I can pull her, I honestly think I can put my alt account down and just be happy as hell and work on what I got. I really wouldn't even care about pulling any other units. So we'll have to see how that goes. The other thing is, too, the Valentine's Day thing can actually be useful for my alt because, well, I have Landius and I can try to get his Demon Boo, which is Estelle. I absolutely love Landius. He is awesome. And he hooked up with some demons back in the day. Crazy. Yeah. So it makes it makes Matthew's family tree a little bit cooler to me. So, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to showcase what this badass over here can do with his gnarly ass sword, the Kernviter, or as I like to call it, the Carnivore, because that thing's hungry. So this is what it does, and try to pick one up if you're going to be rocking this guy, just because I'm still in shock. I did not think that there was any way to make this character any effing stronger than he is. I mean, I'm almost kind of tempted to say that maybe they should have waited to drop this sword on us for a little bit, because wow, I mean, you're taking a character that is so powerful and then here's a little more power. It's crazy. I can only imagine what the sword does after I epic martial spirit it. So I wanted to put the word out there. Guys, don't sleep on this. If you have a chance to pull this sword right now, do it. I would be pulling on these items for my alt account if I had Rennie. All right? So that's kind of the thing. I mean, and if I did get Rennie, I would try to pull that staff, because that staff is effing amazing for her. It just plays into her ability so well. Throws a debuff, and it adds damage to single target skills, which Rennie Annihilation is exactly that. So those are probably some of the best items on this thing. The accessory is also amazing for PvP. It is. It's going to make it so you can't get silence. It's going to do a lot of things. But, you know, if I had to choose, I would give up one of the clothes poles for the bracer emblem, but I don't have the choice of doing that. So I'm just going to be happy with what I got. The Carnivore, whatever the hell you want to call it, that's got to be the number one pick on this new item banner. I'm psyched I got that. Number two would probably have to be Rennie's staff, and they should have just made it a damn scythe. That's my opinion, of course, you know, and then the other two items come in after those. So I'm happy I got the two main items I wanted, especially since I have these characters. We're going to see what we can do with them. So I'll update you guys once Leonhardt here is above 5k power, because right now he's still at 4. He's not as strong as he could be. So I'm definitely working on it, though. For a character I've only had for 2 days, I think I've done pretty good, and I'm about to start trying to bond him out and stuff. So Mobile Gamers Unite, have a good night. Your boy's one click away. Hit like, hit subscribe, and have a good night, everybody. Peace.